Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us in this life-changing event where we are going to be educating you on the importance of real estate investment in the UK and strategic locations where you could actually buy properties and get sizable returns, value for money. And we are using the platform of a Legacy that is being managed by Hiren. I've known Hiren for quite some time, and he's running a credible organization with integrity. And we decided to partner on this and help people who are investors to put their money where they could get reasonable returns. However, I will be handing over to Hiren. Now, I'm not much of an orator as Hiren, so he will take over from now. So over to you, Hiren.
Thank you very, very much, Michael, for the introduction there. And I'd like to thank everyone that's attending today. I see some very familiar names on here, people who have actually attended my previous webinars. And actually, it looks like even a number of people that I've actually met while being in Nigeria as well. So thank you all for attending today. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Now, just a few formalities. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to put some questions into the chat button that you will have available. And at the end of the webinar, I will be more than happy to address any questions that anyone has. Today is just more of an overview of how the UK can be a great investment opportunity. But today we're just going to be touching on a few different cities where we do have some developments and just an overall overview of the UK property market itself. However, after this, I would like to welcome any one-to-one meetings with anyone so that we could then go into more depth and detail and do a more bespoke meeting where we can talk about the various different cities and locations and developments that we have available that can suit every client's budgets, needs, and requirements. So on that note, I'll get started. So, spare me, sorry. First and foremost, let me just tell you a little bit about the agenda today. We're going to talk about why you should be looking to invest into the UK. We'll then touch on cities like Manchester, Sheffield, Birmingham. We'll also touch on who is Legacy, who we are, what we do, and how we help our clients globally. We'll talk about some of our developments that we have available in the prime cities in the UK, our processes of buying a property, Q&A, and then finally the end anyway. So to start with, let me introduce myself. My name is Hiren. I'm the Managing Director for Legacy. I've been based in Dubai for the last 12 to 13 years, and I'm a UK qualified financial advisor, and I've been advising clients on various forms of investments for well over 15 years now. I manage and look after clients in the Middle East and the Africa regions, and I do work with individuals and family offices. I specialize in helping clients to build their property portfolios for their future and for their legacy and succession planning. And we do provide an exceptional turnkey investment and full service consultancy to our clients globally. So let's start by talking about the UK and why the UK has been and continues to be such a great investment opportunity for international investors. First and foremost, the UK offers very attractive rental yields due to high demands from professionals and students, often surpassing those other major global cities. The UK property market has a history of strong capital growth with price increases on average 5% per year over the last 100 years. And it's been driven by a strong economy, limited land supply, and global appeal. The UK's strong, diversified economy creates healthy property demand from both businesses and individuals benefiting investors. And also the UK has very excellent transport links, making it a convenient place to live and work, and also boasting property demands. This here is giving you a very good overview of the UK property market over the last 12 years. And this is showing you since January 2012, right up until recent, showing you that UK property prices have continued rising even during turbulent times. Furthermore, this is another very good graph, which is from the UK Land Registry data and also available on the UK government website, which is showing you how UK property prices since 1965 have only ever gone up. Now, a couple of important times during this period since 1965 that I'd like to highlight. First and foremost, in 1990, where there was a global recession, and was caused by the Persian Gulf War crisis, okay, and a recession that took all over the world. From here, it shows you that UK property prices stagnated for about 5 years. They didn't drop, but then straight after 1995, they shot back up again. Then in 2007, which is a lot more recent, where we had the Lehman Brothers global market crash and recession, again shows you that UK property prices took a very small dip for about a year to 2 years. But in 2010, it shot back up. Also to mention, the UK was one of the fastest property markets in the world to recover compared to any other major country around the world. In 2016 is when the UK announced its Brexit or the referendum or the exit from the EU. A lot of people thought there's lots of Europeans are going to leave the UK. However, nobody left, and instead the UK property prices continued rising. Also to mention, the pound actually became stronger against the dollar and the euro since it announced its independence. And then in 2020, we had COVID, and still UK property prices continue to rise. Quite simply, the reason why I show you this graph here is because unlike many countries around the world, this shows you just how strong the UK property market is compared to many other countries around the world. Even during recessions, pandemics, and all other things, UK property prices always remain resilient and strong. And here's the reasons why the UK property prices always remain strong. So the UK has a severe housing crisis, especially in the most prominent places in the greater southeast areas. Across England, the average house costs more than 10 times the average salary. Vacancy or empty apartments is actually below 1% across the whole of the UK because there are just not enough properties around, and so hardly any empty apartments. The space per person for private renters has dropped substantially in recent decades, making properties in the UK almost commodity. It's become such a big demand. There is also a backlog of millions of missing homes in the UK. Compared to the average European country, the UK today has a backlog of over 4.3 million homes that are just simply missing from the national housing market, as they just have never been built or are unable to be built. Housing deficit would take at least half a century to fill, even if the government did a minimum of about 300,000 homes a year. And even that is very, very difficult for them to reach. But let me explain why and how that's been happening. So here, this is just showing you a simple graph showing you the UK population since 1971. And as you can see from this, the UK population has almost tripled in terms of its population. But when you look at the England as a whole, you can see that it is actually a very, very small island. Where you can see me putting my cursor, this is what I call the UK. Here is Scotland at the top, and this is Ireland on the left here, okay? But the UK itself is actually a very small country with a growing population, but they just don't have enough land to continue building. And by not having enough land, this just means that property prices, when bought in the right locations, are only going to keep on rising and going up. And even the rental demand is extremely high due to these. And here, I'm just giving you a bit of an overview of just how the UK is laid out. Those of you that don't know the UK very, very well, you've got London at the bottom here. You've got Birmingham in the middle of the UK. Then you have Sheffield, Leeds, and Manchester right at the top. And this is what we call the North region of the UK, starting from around Sheffield, Leeds, and Manchester and upwards. Now, in terms of the 5-year forecast, what has been happening in the UK over the last 5 years? And here, quite simply, just showing you, according to Savills and Zoopla, it's been showing that Manchester's had annual house price growth of around 7.9%. Leeds following a little bit behind at 7.4%, Sheffield at 7.2%, Birmingham at 6.9%, and London at 2.9% annual house price growth. One of the questions I always ask my clients, if you had $1 million, £1,000,000, or €1,000,000, where would you put your money right now, having looked at those figures in terms of growth? And if you look, House price growth in the Northwest region of the last 5 years, it's been around 24.8%, which is showing you very, very good growth. If you're investing in property, in the last 5 years in the Northwest region, you would have seen just under 25% growth on your property value itself. Moving forward for the next years ahead, house price growth for the Northwest region is going to grow at over 28.8%. And the rental market looking even just as strong, where you're looking at around 21.9% growth over the years to come, over the next 5 years. And that's according to JLL on their current market update as to what's happening in the UK. So where should you invest in the UK? Typically, what we always advise our clients is you should look to invest in rising markets where you can see the following important characteristics. You've got to look at cities that has a rising property prices, a strong tenant base, an undersupply of premium housing, strong employment opportunities and job growth, somewhere where you're going to see population growth, thriving higher education sector and graduate population, affordable entry prices, and good transport links. When you lump all of this together, this is where you're going to see the best capital appreciation and rental yields on your investments. And the northwest of England is exactly where we foresee where this is easy to be able to achieve. The west of England is the UK's #1 property hotspot and offers outstanding house price and rental growth, according to Savills. And they said that they predict moving forward 28.8% house price growth by the end of 2025, whereas the UK average is only sitting at 21.1%. And also you're going to see 3.3% rental growth on a yearly basis. This is all being earned in pounds and sterling, okay? So the city centre property markets in this region offer everything you need to make a profitable investment. So now let's go into the cities in a little bit more detail, and let's talk about the individual cities where we're seeing some of the best growth and capital appreciation and rental yields, where most of our investors are making all their money at the moment. We'll start by talking about why Manchester and why this has been such a good region. And I want to start by showing you a very quick video, and then afterwards followed by statistics by JLL itself. So that was just giving you a very quick, brief video of Manchester at the moment. Now I'll go into a little bit more statistics and numbers to show you why it's the #1 city in the UK. So in the last 10 years, the UK government has put over £8.2 billion of investment into growing Manchester as a city. It has got the third largest international airport that flies to 255 destinations. It has 22 million passenger journeys each year. There was a £1 billion expansion plan that's completing at the end of this year, which also created about 1,500 new jobs. It also has, like the London Underground, it has the Manchester Overground called the Metrolink. It has 7 lines, 93 stops, and 40 million passenger journeys a year. So it basically covers the whole of Manchester and a great public transport system. Furthermore, when you look at business growth, which is very, very important, out of the FTSE 100 companies, so the top 100 companies in the UK, 85% of them are now based in Manchester. And you've got the likes of the BBC, ITV, Sky, Deloitte, HSBC, PwC, all of them moved out of London and into Manchester over the last 10 years. And also Manchester's seen a 58% rapid growth since 2014 in businesses that are moving there as well. The financial services is actually one of the fastest growing sectors in Manchester currently at the moment. Furthermore, this is like just to give you an idea of some of the FTSE 100 companies that are currently based in Manchester. And I'm sure you'll recognize many of the companies and names here. They're all based in Manchester, showing very, very good job opportunity and economy growth, businesses that are moving there at the moment as well. In terms of the population growth, according to the Office of National Statistics, which is a government entity, they said Manchester's population growth is double the national average. But according to Manchester City Council, they said that Manchester's population is actually projected to increase by 70,000 people by 2025. But according to Deloitte, they said that even at the current rate of construction, Manchester is going to have a shortage of 50,000 homes by 2025. So I always say to clients, imagine this, you've got 70,000 people moving into Manchester, but you've got a shortage of 50,000 homes. So you can imagine as an investor, what that can mean for you. That's two very important things. That's going to mean good capital appreciation on your property investment, and it's going to mean very, very good rental growth and rental yields on your investment as well. So it's not just about the population. Let's talk about the education sector. Manchester has 99,000 students attending the Greater Manchester's 4 top universities. And the most important statistic is that it has a graduate retention rate of 70%. What that quite simply means is that when these students are graduating, they're not going back to their home cities or home countries. They're now remaining in Manchester and continuing to live in Manchester because of all those businesses and jobs that are available there and the salaries being offered to them. This is helping Manchester's population to continue rising and growing as well. There are 22 universities within a 1-hour drive of Manchester, and there are 383,000 students within a 1-hour drive of Manchester. So you can see that the education sector and universities is very, very big in Manchester. And this is also leading to the economy of Manchester growing so rapidly as well. Job creation. Now, Centres for Cities, it's a government entity. They rank every single city in the UK every single year based on 2 very important factors. That is population growth of a city, and they look at the job growth of a city. And Manchester has been the #1 city for the last 8 years running now. And you can see here, we also have Leeds and Birmingham in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. Liverpool in 4th, and all the way at number 20 is now London, because London is no longer the main city where people want to go and live or basically have a job, because it's very expensive to live there and it's pricing a lot of people out of the market. This is just showing you the kind of like growth that Manchester's had in the last 10 years alone. Furthermore, when you look at the rental market for Manchester now, you're seeing that Manchester's experienced a 12.2% increase in average annual rental growth for 2023, reflecting a very strong demand for rental properties. Average rents anywhere between £1,250 for a 1-bedroom, £1,700 for 2 beds, and 3 beds at £2,400 a month. The rental growth in Manchester was higher at 18% annually, driven by the premium segment on the rental market. And just for your clarity, premium segment market are the new build properties that are now coming into Manchester, because there are far more amenities available in there, and the demand for new build properties is much higher than it was for old secondary properties in Manchester. When you look at the economical growth and the GVA, which is the gross value added, Manchester shows very, very good, strong growth, even over since 2000. And you can see, even moving forward, right up until 2035, Manchester's economy as a whole is going to continue rising and growing, which means, again, if you're investing into Manchester, it's going to mean great capital appreciation and very good rental yields on your investment, okay? And if you look here, this is showing you, this is what the Greater Manchester area looks like. It's a big area. The dark grey here, where the Salford, Trafford, and Manchester, this is the city centre of Manchester. And this is where we focus all of our developments in Manchester currently at the moment. Manchester has 3 million population, 550,000 live in the city in the dark grey area, which I'm highlighting here alone. It's the main driver of the northern economy, and it has 1.5 million jobs just in this dark grey area alone. So it's showing you a very strong economy and a good population of people that live there. 5-year forecast moving forward. This is just showing you here in terms of the rental market and also the house price growth. Manchester is going to continue rising even for the next 4 years to 19.3% average growth. So great, again, showing you great investment opportunity. And again, for the rental market, showing you 21.7% is what you should be looking at growth-wise just in the next 4 years between 2024 and 2028. Okay. So that's showing you Manchester. Now I'm going to touch a little bit on Sheffield and why Sheffield is a very upcoming city in the UK at the moment. So let's talk about the population and economical growth. It's named the second fastest growing in the UK. Sheffield has a growth rate of over 12.4%, developing 3 times faster than even London at the moment now. Okay, it's got 15.5 billion economy worth on a yearly basis. It's got estimated population growth by 2034 is going to be 62,000 people. And it's got 7.6 billion additional economic growth by 2041. So showing you very strong statistics as to why a lot of people are now starting to look at Sheffield as a great investment opportunity. In terms of education, Sheffield is a thriving university city that attracts thousands of students from around the world for its high quality education. Many graduates choose to stay drawn by the city's job opportunities and vibrant economy. Ranked as the 13th best university in the UK by the Times Higher Education, it contributes £2.5 billion to the economy and supports 30,200 jobs nationwide. And it welcomes 10,000 international students annually as well. And then you've got Hallam University, which hosts the UK's largest modern business school. 94% graduate is the employment rate for them, and 74% of research rated world-class or internationally excellent as a university as well. And these are 2 of the top universities there at the moment in Sheffield. If you look at the 5-year house price forecast, you can see that Yorkshire and the Humberland, which is the Sheffield area, is right in the middle. So over the 5-year period, total house price growth is forecast to be around 14.2%. This places Yorkshire and the Humber, which is part of Sheffield, in the middle tier compared to other UK regions, indicating healthy growth, slightly below regions like Greater London and Manchester, which have higher forecasted averages. The region's steady performance suggests ongoing demand, supported by its affordability compared to other parts of the UK. So this is just showing you some of the top FTSE 100 companies that are based in Sheffield. And again, I'm sure you'll recognize some of these big major names here, but they're all based within Sheffield itself. Now let's touch on why Birmingham and why Birmingham is another fast growing city. So in the last 10 years, the UK government has put in £6.2 billion of inward investment into Birmingham itself. It has the second largest international airport, 150 destinations, 10 million passenger journeys each year, and it created over 1,000 jobs in the last few years. It has got, just like the London Underground and Manchester's Overground, it's also got the Metro Link system. 1 line, 31 stops, and 4.7 million journeys a year. And basically, this goes all over the city of Birmingham. Birmingham is also the second largest city in the UK. So London first, and then you've got Birmingham. And also, one of the most important things about it is something called the HS2, which is going to be the fastest train line in Europe. And it's going to go directly from London to Birmingham. And it's going to take around 45 minutes to 49 minutes to go from London to Birmingham. So it is a very, very fast train line. And this is attracting a lot of people to move out of London and into Birmingham, rather than living an expensive life in London. You could live in Birmingham and only take 45 minutes to travel into London Central. So these are some of the top FTSE 100 companies that are also based within Birmingham now as well. So some very big names here. And also that attracts a lot of employment opportunities for student graduates from there as well. Population growth, 2.68 million. As of 2024, Birmingham's population is estimated to be around 2.6 million people, reflecting steady growth over the past decade. It's got a 3.9% population projected increase by 2028, and 10,000 is the estimated over 10,000 to 12,000 of workers have been directed to or have moved to Birmingham due to its significant demand for skilled labor, particularly in sectors like healthcare, construction, and education. So again, showing you very, very good, strong statistics as to why Birmingham is becoming a very strong investment opportunity and case as well. In terms of education, 80,000 students attending the top universities in Birmingham, 49% graduate retention rate in Birmingham, and it's got five top universities within Birmingham itself. And again, a lot of international students are now starting to go to Birmingham University rather than going to London, where it's a lot more expensive. In terms of job creation, Centres for Cities, again, ranking Birmingham as the third fastest growing city in the UK based on population growth and job growth. So a little bit under Manchester, but still a very strong investment case for those that are looking for Birmingham as an investment opportunity and to be able to put your money there. In terms of the rental growth, it experienced 16.7% average annual house price growth in 2023. Average rents are just under £1,100 a month, 2 bedrooms at about just under £1,400, and 3 bedrooms at about £1,750 per month. For prime rents, Birmingham recorded a 12.4% annual prime rental growth, reflecting a robust demand for high quality premium rental properties. And again, just to reiterate, the premium demand is for the new build properties, which comes with a lot more amenities compared to other older developments. In terms of the 5-year forecast, Birmingham sitting just a little bit below Manchester, showing you still very good growth opportunities for Birmingham to move forward at the moment as well. So again, a great investment case for those looking to invest into Birmingham as well. So now that I've told you a little bit about the UK and the various different cities where there are great investment opportunities, I'd like to touch on who we are at Legacy and how we can help you to build your property portfolio moving forward. So a little bit about Legacy. We have 3 separate divisions. We have the UK property division with over 10 years of experience. We've been advising clients globally on how to buy UK investment properties and to build your property portfolios. We then have Legacy Citizenship, where we work with 14 governments from around the world, helping clients around the world to get a second passport, citizenship, or residency programs. And thirdly, we have our Dubai real estate division, where we're fully licensed and regulated in Dubai, helping clients to tap into the Dubai real estate market for those that want to diversify their portfolios as well. As a company, we are a global company with clients all over the world. Africa and Middle East being our 2 biggest regions. And then we've got a lot of clients within the Far East and Europe as well. Our head office is here in Dubai. We've got offices in Turkey, UK, and also in Spain as well. And we are planning on opening an office in Nigeria sometime by the middle of next year in Lagos as well. As a company, we do a huge amount of due diligence before we choose to work with any developers, because at the end of the day, it's our reputation at stake. And we do a lot of business based on referrals and recommendations. To show you how our due diligence process works when we're looking to work with any developers in the UK, we first execute developer track records and company structure. We ensure that the developers have a very strong track record. They're built, completed, and handed over thousands of apartments in the UK before we do choose to work with them. We will then conduct site inspections, pricing analysis, and market research to ensure that the developments and the locations of the developments are in prime locations where our global investors can benefit from good capital appreciation and good rental yields. We then will execute and ensure mortgage options are available on every single development that we choose to work with in the UK. We will then review rental market. Then we'll look at the rental yield, forecasts, and service charges and budgets to ensure that this will be a good investment opportunity for your clients, to ensure they will make maximum returns on their investments. And then finally, we'll create the marketing assets to effectively promote the development to our clients globally. Now, a little bit about our full turnkey solution and services. We don't just basically sell you a property, we do handhold you through the whole process of buying a property in the UK. After this webinar, those that would like to meet with us, we would do a one-to-one consultation where we'll find out a little bit more about your the location, and what's within your budget, and find you the right city and everything as well. From there, we'll introduce you to an independent panel of lawyers in the UK. These lawyers do not work for us. They do not work for the developer. They will work for you. They will help you with what we call the exchange of contracts and a legal transaction, with title deeds and contracts and everything being transferred across to you. Also, it gives you the opportunity to check everything with the lawyers. Is your money protected? Is your money safe? What happens if there are any delays with the projects and developments, everything, because the lawyers are there to answer any questions that you have. But also, as the UK is a very heavily regulated market, they're there to ensure that they are also getting safe transactions. So they'll do the KYC, know your client, AML, anti-money laundering checks, and the source of wealth. Where did your money come from to be able to buy that property in the UK? From there, we'll also introduce you to UK-based mortgage lenders, and these lenders do lend globally to all of our clients. We will also introduce you to the full property management services, where we will help to get the property tenanted, manage it, maintain it, and in the future, if you wish to sell your property, they'll even help you to sell your property as well. We will also help you to open up a UK bank account if you don't already have one in the UK. We will help you with foreign exchange services. So we can help you with dollars, euros, and all the other major currencies around the world. Just sadly, not the Naira at the moment, because I'm sure all of you appreciate it's fluctuating very heavily, and many banks are reluctant to touch the Naira at this moment. But any of the other major currencies we can assist you with. We will even help you with company formation and setup in the UK. Some clients choose to put their properties into a company in the UK. There can be multiple tax benefits on this if you are buying multiple properties in the future. And finally, we will help you with investor and golden visa services in the UAE if you choose to buy in the UAE as well. So as you can see from this, we don't just sell you a property, we will handhold you through the whole process of buying a property in the UK. So a lot of my clients ask me, Hiren, it's great. We now understand, you've sold us a property, but how are we going to make money from our property? So let me explain and touch on the property management side of things. Legacy works with leading property management companies in the key regions in the UK. These companies provide a comprehensive lettings and management service, which allows you to enjoy all the benefits of being a landlord, but with none of the hassle. By using Legacy, you can generate an income from your home, which is what we call a true turnkey investment. And the kind of services that they provide you with is they will do the full marketing and letting service, so you don't pay for anything until a tenant is ready to move in. They will do the full referencing and checking service, so they'll do the full credit check, background checks, and take the security deposits of the tenants to ensure that they are good quality tenants that will be moving into your apartments. From there, they will do the maintenance, snagging, and the key handover. You may not want to fly in all the way to the UK just to pick up your keys on handover. They will do everything for you and then send you images, pictures, and videos showing that the apartment is perfect and ready to move into. They'll also do inspections throughout the tenancy to make sure the tenant is looking after your property. They'll do inventory checks to ensure that there is no damage before the tenant moves in and after the tenant moves out. If there is, they will take it out of the security deposit of the tenant. They'll repaint your apartment and replenish any furniture that's damaged or broken, and your apartment will be perfect and ready for the next tenant to move in. And they'll also assist you with non-resident landlord tax. So again, from start to finish, property management services cater for international investors looking to have a hassle-free property management service in the UK. A little bit about mortgages, because a lot of clients and international clients did not know that they were able to get mortgages in the UK. Our mortgage services cater specifically to international buyers, offering tailored solutions to meet their diverse needs. With access to UK-based lenders, we ensure fully regulated transactions for our clients' peace of mind. Our offerings include mortgages with loan-to-value ratios averaging 70%, providing substantial financing opportunities. Clients can benefit from competitive interest rates with options for both interest-only and capital plus interest repayments. Now, whether clients prefer short-term commitments or long repayment periods spanning up to 30 years, we customize the mortgage durations to suit individual requirements. Okay. Now, interestingly, one thing that you'd like to know is that we've partnered with big mortgage partners in Nigeria. Now, these are Nigerian banks but they have got a UK London office and branch. Okay, so we work very closely with Zenith, GTCO, Fidelity, Access, and now also FCMB Bank in Nigeria, but through their London offices. And these companies, banks, will be happy to provide you mortgage solutions and services as well. And we've partnered with them to be able to offer a great service for our clients in Nigeria. Also, as well as that, these are our partners. So we work very, very closely with JTC, GD Taiwan Co. in Nigeria, and they are our exclusive real estate partners in Nigeria. But also, as well as that, we have got great partnerships with these companies in Nigeria as well, like Chevron, P&G, ExxonMobil, Stanbic, Schlumberger, Guinness, and many more companies in Nigeria, because we've been working with Nigerian clients now for well over 5-6 years, and we're very well established there, and with all these big corporate businesses as well, that now allow us to work with their staff. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a bit of peace of mind. Furthermore, we were in the local newspaper in June this year when we flew into Nigeria, into Lagos, and we did a huge event with JTC, GD Taiwan Co. And they featured us in the Guardian property newspaper. And that's me on the right-hand side, Daniel on the left-hand side, and the JTC directors in the middle as well. I'm going to share this article with you where you can read up a little bit more about it. So please feel free to ask me for that as well at any time. Now, to give you a bit of an overview of the UK, to show you some very important things, this is showing you the UK as a map altogether, okay? And to give you an idea of our developments and locations, we have based this based on Manchester being the central location. And as you can see here, Manchester sits right here in the middle. And Sheffield is only 50 minutes away, Liverpool 45 minutes away, Leeds is 50 minutes, Birmingham is about 1 hour 25 minutes, and Birmingham to London is about 1 hour 20 minutes. So this is just showing you, to put it into perspective, all the cities in the UK at the moment where we have major developments, okay? And to feature and highlight our developments, in Leeds we have one off-plan development, Halifax we have 2 different developments, we've got in Manchester 4 off-plan and 1 completed development. Sheffield, we have 1 off-plan. Nottingham, we have 2. We have Birmingham 3 different developments. And in London, we have 4 different developments as well. So in total, as a company, we have over 18 developments that we can cater for our clients. And the good news for you is that with these developments we have price points that will suit every client, and we have budgets that will suit every client, and payment plans and locations that suit every single client. So please do let us know, and we can help you in all the major cities in the UK when it comes to developments. Now, today I'm going to feature and show you 3 of our top developments that we have either just launched or that have been very, very popular with our clients in Africa. We'll start by talking about Manchester and an overview of our Manchester development. So you can see here, and hopefully you can see my cursor. This is Manchester City Centre, where you can see my cursor. And this is the outer ring road that goes all the way. Everything inside there is the city centre of Manchester. To give you a highlight, you've got basically University of Manchester here, you've got Piccadilly train station here, Victoria train station here. These are the major train stations that do go into Birmingham, Leeds, Sheffield, and London Central. You've got the University of Salford at the top. You've got Victoria Riverside, and you've got Media City just here. And you've got Manchester United Football Club just here, and you have Man City Football Club there. So all of this is very, very prime locations, and whichever direction you look at, it's 15 minutes away from the city. This is showing you all of the developments that we've had in the last 12 months. And this is showing you our current different developments that we have available now in Manchester as well. Okay, so these are the 4-5 different developments that we currently have in very prime locations in Manchester. Today, we'll talk about Berkeley Square and touch on this development. And I'll show you a very quick video of what Berkeley Square looks like. guys, that was Berkeley Square, which is a phenomenal development in Manchester itself. It's done really, really well. First phase sold out within 3 months of launching, and now we're on the second phase of this development. 250 units in total, mix of 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. Completion is Q4 of 2026. Estimated rental yields of 7% plus, because you're buying off plan and it's far from completion. 250-year leasehold, and we've got 1 bedroom starting at £235,000, 2 bedrooms starting at £346,000. And to give you a bit more of an idea on the location of it, this is basically Media City on the left-hand side. Berkeley Square sits right on the riverfront and river, is right next to the metro and train stations. And this is here, the Manchester city centre. So it sits in a very, very hot and prime location to get into the city of Manchester. Media City, by the way, is also where you've got Amazon, Google, the BBC, ITV, Sky, they're all based there, which is showing great job opportunities, but also walking distance and all 1 tram stop away from Berkeley Square just here. Furthermore, it's got communal rooftop gardens, private residence courtyard. It has a hotel style concierge 24/7. It has a residence gym, co-working space area, and a residence lounge as well. So a lot of amenities and facilities within the development. It's got a great, as you can see from the pictures, very modern, state-of-the-art facilities and living accommodation as well. So this is making it very, very popular for a lot of our international clients wanting to invest into this. To give you an idea of the payment plans, if you decide to go for a 1-bedroom apartment, it's £5,000 to reserve a unit. The first deposit would be 20% minus the reservation fee that you pay, and you pay that within 28 days of reserving a unit. And then the balance is on completion. Typically, at the moment, for our clients in Africa, we're typically able to get 65% to 70% loan to value mortgages. So on completion, you would need to just put down another 10%, and then the balance would be a mortgage. And there you go, 70% loan to value mortgage options available. And sorry, I have forgotten to show you one other thing on this. On 2-bedroom apartments, we do have a more attractive payment plan, which is £5,000 to reserve a unit, 10% now and 10% after 6 months. So making it more affordable for people to be able to buy a 2-bedroom apartment as well. Okay, now I'll touch on Sheffield, which is one of our new launches that we are just doing literally on Friday. So this is showing you Sheffield, which is very close to Manchester. This is the Sheffield city centre just there. And then when you look at the development in Sheffield city centre, this is just showing you some of the university. So you've got Sheffield Hallam University very close in the city centre. You've got Millennium Gallery, Peace Gardens. You've got University of Sheffield up here. You've got Western Park Museum and Royal Hospital just here. And this is where our new development and new launch called Belgrave is. So it's right in the heart of the city centre of Manchester, very prime location, close to the universities, very close to the train station and everything. And also, to put it into perspective, Manchester to Sheffield is only 49 minutes or 55 minutes away. So it sits in a very prime location. And this is the development called Belgrave. A little bit about Belgrave. We don't have a video available as yet for this, but we will share this when we have one available. 108 units, mixture of studio, 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments. The completion of this is Q1 of 2026, so literally about a year away from completion. Rental yields will be 7.5% and 999-year leases. But we've got very, very attractive prices on this for our clients. Studios are going to start at £129,000, 1-bedrooms at £132,000, and 2-bedrooms at £213,000. So very, very attractive starting prices. And again, just showing you where it's located. It's 0.2 miles away from Sheffield Hallam University. Main Sheffield University is only 1.4 miles. And the main train station that goes into Manchester, London, Birmingham, everywhere is only 0.6 miles. So it's literally walking distance away to everywhere. Okay, to show you some of the pictures of what it will look like. This is giving you a really good idea of what it's going to look like. And there you go, the kitchen, the living room, and the bedrooms. Very modern, state-of-the-art sort of looking again. And in terms of the payment plan, this is £5,000 to reserve a unit now. After 28 days, you will pay 20%. And then literally 12 months later on completion, you'll pay the balance. And again, 70% loan to value mortgage options available from our international mortgage lenders that we have available. Okay, so this is a great opportunity to get into a very well-priced new launch development, which, like I said, we've literally just launched it on Friday. You are the first people to officially globally see what this development looks like. And then finally, let's go to Birmingham and showing you a bit of an overview of Birmingham. So over here, this is the city centre of Birmingham here. And there's the Birmingham city centre there again. You've got the New Street train station, Birmingham main football club, Aston Villa football club on the top. You've got the Grand Central and the Bull Ring, which is one of the most recognised sort of like shopping centres in the UK at the moment. And on the bottom right-hand side, you've got the international airport, Birmingham International Airport, so it's very close by. These were our two previous developments, which are now completely sold out. And these are the three different developments we now have available today. So they all sit in the center of Birmingham in a very, very prime location. So a very hot spot there as well. Everything's walking distance away again. So a great investment opportunity. So the new launch that we have, which we just launched last week, again, is called Smithfield House in Birmingham. And I'll show you a very quick short video on this. This is a phenomenal development, and I'm sure you saw many of the high-end amenities that are currently available in this development as well. So a little bit of an overview. This is going to have 211 units, mixture of 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. Summer of 2027 is the completion of this because we've just launched this. Estimated rental yields will be, depending on 1 bed and 2 beds, between 5.8 and just under 8% rental yields. 999-year leasehold again. Starting price is very competitively priced. 1 bedrooms at £219,000, 2 bedrooms at £309,000. And again, you can see from this, it sits in a very, very hot prime location in between Digbeth and Smithfield, which is a very upcoming area. You got Selfridges and Harvey Nichols just over here. You got the Bull Ring shopping centre just here. The high-speed 2 train station is just going to be here going into London Central. And then you've got the Grand Central train station just there. So you could see everything is literally walking distance away again from this development as well. So that's where it will sit. And this is all of the upcoming area within that that's being regenerated as well. And to give you some ideas, this is going to have a reception lounge area, sky terrace, cinema and games room. It's also going to have a gym, private dining and bar. It's going to have co-working space and a quiet meeting rooms as well. So again, all the kind of amenities and facilities that new developments are expected to have nowadays. And the way this one works is you pay 5% as a down payment now. This is a one-of-a-kind, very unique payment plan that we have available for this to make it extremely affordable for everyone. So you pay 5% of the property value now as a down payment. After that, you pay 1% monthly for 30 months. In total, you will have paid 35%, and then the balance on completion, which will be cash or mortgage. Okay, so this makes it very, very attractive for people that want to have a low budget and spread their payments over 30 months. We also have a very flexible second option as well for clients. And we can make this and bespoke the payment plans, which is the first of its kind for us. Okay, you can pay 5% as a down payment now. And as an example, you can pay 6% every 6 months. Okay, so you pay 6% after 6 months, another after 12 months, another 6%, 18 months, 24 months, 24 months, and the 30th month. So you can pay 6% every 6 months as well if you don't want to pay on a monthly basis. And then you pay the balance on completion, and which is summer of 2027. So very, very flexible. And again, we can bespoke the payment plans for each individual client. Some things cannot be moved, but most of it is very flexible. So this is the first of its kind, and this is going to be very, very popular for our Africa clients because of the flexibility we can offer you on payment plans. So how does it all work? Final stages, guys, we're almost there. So you basically pay £5,000 to reserve a unit on any of our developments, or the 5% if it was Birmingham. Then within 2 to 3 days, the lawyers will make contact with you, and typically legal fees are around £1,500. After 28 days, you will pay your first 5%, 10% down payment, or 20% down payments to the lawyers directly, which goes into an escrow account. 6 months before completion, we will introduce you to mortgage lenders in the UK that will be able to help you to get a mortgage. 3 months before completion, we will introduce you to the property management company. They will start finding a tenant for you. So on completion, there will be a tenant ready to move into your apartment. And finally, on completion, you will pay the balance of 65 to 70%, whether it's cash or mortgage. And that will be it. That's the process of buying a property in the UK. And like I previously mentioned, we will handhold you through the whole process of buying a property in the UK. So now I'd like to welcome any question and answers. But before we do that, very quickly, one thing that we have been renowned for is that we offer all of our clients £1,000 referral fee for anyone that you introduce us to, and if they go ahead and buy a property as well. Okay, and we have got very attractive payment plans, which you've seen today as well. So please do refer us any of your friends, colleagues, or family who you feel could benefit from a conversation with us as well. And here are our contact details. So please pick up your phone and you can scan the QR codes or take a picture of that, and you can get in touch with us directly at any point. Daniel will be making contact with you sometime this week just to touch base and say hi, and if you'd like to book an appointment for a one-to-one meeting. But other than that, we'll get in touch with you, and feel free to book in a meeting with us, and we'll be more than happy to help out moving forward in the future. So thank you very much for your time, guys, and it was a pleasure to meet you all, and I look forward to seeing you all in the very near future. Thank you, and have a great evening.